Hi everybody, it's Shanna with Shanna Sweets. Thanks for joining me here. I'm an independent demonstrator here in Kansas and I am loving Christmas. I love this stamp set that carried over, Toile Christmas, and the paper that went with it actually carried over also. And it's a gorgeous country paper that you can get. There's like wilderness paper, and then there's one with houses on it, and then there's this checkered, and I just think it's gorgeous, and it's the green and red Christmas colors, very traditional. And of course, being from Kansas, I grew up in a little town, and our mascot was a cardinal, so very I guess biased towards cardinals, and I think they're a gorgeous bird and I just absolutely love them. So I wanted to get started using cardinals again this year and thought this would be a perfect way to get back into it. So we're going to get started. I'm going to use some shimmer cardstock to stamp on. I just love bringing out that shimmer in my cards, and I love this cardstock for that. So we're going to start by stamping our cardinal, and we're going to use cherry cobbler for our cardinal and for our sentiment. So I'm going to stamp both these. I do have the dies. You have to purchase them separately. It is easier to stamp this and then cut it out. If you use your Stamparatus, you could do mass producing by cutting out first and then stamping. I'm going to try to position this so I can save some of my cardstock. But if I'm just going to put my dies on here, they line up so lovely. I have done it where I turn the die over and do it. It's just, this label is a little bit tricky when I do that way to get it matched up. And even with my magnetic, it can be a little bit tricky. So I'm going to take a piece of washi and just stick these boogers. I did okay. So I'm going to color my cardinal. You have to be careful when coloring your blends with the regular inks that you don't oversaturate them, because it will run a little bit. But you can do it, you just have to be careful. So I'm going to use real red instead of the cherry cobbler, just because I still want to accent the cherry cobbler color in my stamp pad and have that extra detail of the stamping. So that's why I'm choosing to use real red instead. And I'm kind of flicking it so that way I don't get like a ton of ink, because I'm going to use the dark. I'm using light first. And I'm just following the layers of the feathers, starting at the head and then going down to the tail. Then I'm going to take the dark real red and I'm going to just accent the parts where there was a little bit more dark, like up in here. And that'll give my bird a little bit more character. There we go. I kind of went over the line, but I don't care. I'm probably going to send this to my mom. I am bound and determined I'm going to send more Christmas cards this year. All right, so I have real red cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm just going to fold that in half. I have a piece of Whisper White, that's 4 by 5.25, and that's going to line the inside of my card. Then I have the same size, 5.25 by 4.5, and that is going to go on the front cover of my card. Then I have a piece of Old Olive, and this is 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. And that is just going to go up here in the corner. Then I've used a stitched rectangle to cut out a piece of the checkered background. And this is what our cardinal is going to rest upon. And my bird is going to be up there in the corner like that. And here is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and just line that up like that. And then I'm going to take, actually this does need to go a little bit lower because I'm going to put my leaf. So I've taken some gold foil and I'm going to use some wet glue here, because I put the bird up on dimensionals. Forgot to get that little piece out from there. And I put him up on dimensionals, and then I can slide in my little branch here. So I'm going to use some wet glue. Just dab it on the leaves there, because that'll be enough. And I'm going to take the big branch first and just slide the branch itself underneath the feet. Okay. Then the little branch here is going to go to the top. So don't have to worry about the sticks because they're not going to. So I can tuck the branch itself underneath him and just layer down the leaves. And then that way his feet are above it. Then I can take some red gems, jewels, and just scatter them on the front of my card. And there we go. That is our holiday card today. Thank you so much for joining me here. Please visit my blog at shannasweetstamping.com for all the supply list for this card and my monthly giveaway. Thank you so much. Have a great day.